The president of Brazil's been dubbed the Trump of the Tropics, hasn't he, for his right-leaning views. And indeed, he chose the United States as the destination for his first official foreign visit to jumpstart the relationship.
I also know that we're going to have a fantastic working relationship. We have many views that are similar, and we certainly feel very, very true to each other on trade. I think Brazil's relationship with the United States, because of our friendship, is probably better than it's ever been by far.
We will respect whatever the ballots tell us on 2020, but I do believe Donald Trump is going to be re-elected fully.
Thank you. I agree.
The meeting began on a cheery enough note, the two leaders exchanging football shirts with each other's names on. All this might come as a relief for Jair Bolsonaro, who's currently facing a political scandal at home over reports of his alleged ties to violent gangs. Caleb Mopin's got more on the allegations.
Back at home, Bolsonaro is facing a pretty serious political scandal, not over his words, but over his ties to right-wing paramilitary groups, something Brazil is notorious for. Earlier this month, two former police officers were arrested and charged with the killing of Marielle Franco, a left-wing elected official. Now, when the police raided the home, they found 117 automatic rifles, as well as computers full of intelligence information on left-wing journalists, activists, and politicians. So, where was this mini command center of extremism located? Well, it turns out it was on the same block as Bolsonaro's home. In fact, a photo of Bolsonaro with one of the suspected killers has surfaced. When confronted about it, Bolsonaro gave a flat-out denial.
The media that has always criticized me, they wanted to establish a clear connection, but I've never saw that gentleman in my gated community. I don't really spend that much time to, engage in social life with them.
This is not the only tie to extremism. Back in January, 5 former leaders of a right-wing gang were arrested, and it was revealed that the wife and daughter of one of the gang leaders was actually employed by Bolsonaro's son. Flavio, son of the Brazilian leader, joined his father in taking a photograph with the gang leaders at a birthday party. Furthermore, Flavio also gave an award to one of the gang members, a Medal of Honor. Now, there was an incident back in 2011 that also raised suspicion. A judge was murdered after a controversial trial, and we heard this interesting statement from Bolsonaro's son.
May this judge be with God, but the absurd and gratuitous way she humiliated police officers in court sessions contributed to her having many enemies.
So, when Bolsonaro sat down with Donald Trump, he had some pretty serious charges hanging over his head. A lot more serious than, say, unreleased tax returns. Now, Bolsonaro, before he met with Donald Trump, sat down with another powerful U.S. entity, the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. Now, the CIA's ties to right-wing extremists and death squads in South and Central America is hardly new information. And at this point, there have got to be folks inside of Trump's team who are wondering if his photo op with this right-wing Brazilian counterpart is really such a good idea. Caleb Mopin, RT, New York.
Well, it's something that's echoed by Brazilian political analyst Bruno Lima Rocha, who says even having his photo taken with the militias is a disgrace for the president.
The family's president being seen in old photographs and old pictures with militiamen, with squadmen, is at least a shame for the position of the president and the presidency. His elder son, Flavio Bolsonaro, was a state deputy in Rio de Janeiro state because all of the security policies in Rio is much more connected to state violence than to public safety. And Flávio Bolsonaro himself has an auxiliary, an employee called Queiroz in his staff that is very accomplished, it's very committed to the, I could say, the hardcore band of military police.